I couldn't do anything anymore. I wasn't the person I used to be. I weren't working, I weren't providing, I just felt like, what's the point? And if you don't have a purpose in life, if you don't have anything to get up for in the morning, you're going to start getting all them negative thoughts. My name is Lance Corporal Bryn Clegg. I spent 10 years serving with 1st Battalion Parachute Regiment in kinetic war zones like Kosovo, Sierra Leone and Iraq. After leaving service, I was in Iraq working in private security when I was in a vehicle that detonated a roadside IED. 3 passengers were killed and I lost my leg in the explosion. My mental health began to deteriorate and I found myself on the brink of suicide. But thanks to military charities, my life has found a new purpose and now a trained peer sport navigator with the NHS. This is my story.
What was it that attracted you to a career in the military?
My granddad served in Burma in World War II. Growing up, I used to ask him about stuff, but he never really told you much.
When did you join the Paras, Bryn?
15th of May 1995 and finished my training 23rd of December 1995.
And is that training as tough as I've heard it described?
Back then you used to do a 10-miler followed by an assault course, and then you do the Trinasium, which was it's like a big confidence course of scaffolding, really, really high up. And if you fail that, you fail completely. And then the next day we did a steeple chase followed by a log race, and milling in the gym, fight for a minute. A 12-miler followed by a 6-mile speed march, and then you did a 7-mile stretch race, I think it was. So yeah, it was tough. I didn't want to do it again. I said I wouldn't do it twice. Thankfully I didn't have to. Passing all those tests to get in, that's an achievement in itself before your job even starts when you get there. So I enjoyed it. I mean, when it was bad, it was horrible. But when it was good, it was brilliant. I think when you join something like the Parachute Regiment, you learn about the ethos behind it and all the blokes behind it, and everyone who is there wants to be there. You're pushing yourself to the limit, but you know you're not on your own and everyone else is doing the same.
So let's talk about some of the tours that you did and the places you visited, Bryn. How many tours did you do?
I was in Northern Ireland 96, 97, 98, Kosovo 99, Sierra Leone twice in 2000, Northern Ireland again in 2000-ish, somewhere around then, 2001, and then Iraq in 2003. I used to always go over on my ankle for some reason. I was really prone to it. And they scanned both my ankles and just said, one of them, we're going to fuse it together, and the other one, we'll do what we can, but you won't be able to continue as you are. You know, I was looking for a future in the storeroom or something like that, and that wasn't me. So that's the only reason I left.
After a lot of soul searching, Bryn made the difficult decision to leave the armed forces, and he transferred his military expertise into a successful career in private security. Tragically, while on a job in Iraq in 2006, the car Bryn was in detonated a roadside IED. 3 passengers in the car were killed, and Bryn lost his right leg and part of his bowel.
I ended up in a ditch full of water up to my neck, and then I heard my mate drown. The other 2 were already dead, and I had to climb out of a smouldering wreck. And I sat on the roof of the car on its side and looked down. Half my leg was missing, and my left leg was broke. And I sat on that car till they come and found me. The stroke of luck, what happened to me that day is unreal. There was an empty medical helicopter flying back to Baghdad, and they just flew over and picked me up. Then I flew back to England after about a week, and I was in and out of theatre every day for about 3 days, 4 days. And then they amputated my leg. I expected it being lower, and because of the infection I got in the dirty water, it spread into the knee and they couldn't save it. I wake up every morning, it's the first thing I think about because it's there, it's in your face, if you know what I mean. It's such a weird thing. You think you're doing all right, and I was for a long time, and then my mate sadly committed suicide, which, because of the way I was feeling, made it 10 times worse. And it knocked me for 6. I just been sat there thinking, this is shit. And I just thought, well, it could be easily done, taking a few extra tablets and nobody it might be deemed an accident or whatever, I don't know. But I always stop because of my wife and my son. And it's just not fair on everybody else who's left behind when you do something like that.
It was a friend who first noticed a decline in Bryn's mental health and suggested counselling. Initially reluctant, he decided to attend and found for the first time in 15 years he was able to open up and talk about his issues. It was through these counselling sessions that Bryn first met David from Walking with the Wounded, a military charity dedicated to helping veterans rebuild their lives after service. David urged Bryn to enrol on its employment programme and use his experiences to help others.
He persisted with me really. He kept emailing me to do courses. Do I want to go and do this? And my first thing at that time in my life was no straight away. I'd say no before even thinking about it. I thought he'll stop emailing. He'll stop trying to help me eventually because there'll be someone else who needs the help and he'll help them. So I took him up on an offer and I did a course with him. And I really enjoyed it. I kind of went with the intentions of just sitting there and listening and watching kind of thing, and I ended up participating more than I thought. And then that made me realise, I really think I can do something. And that's when my life started improving.
Bryn enrolled in a peer navigator course, which led him to secure a position with Greater Manchester Mental Health as a peer support navigator, where he supports individuals within the prison system.
I look back on my life and I think I've done all right, achieved things. I've got in a regiment what not everybody gets in. I did the bodyguard thing, however brief it was. I was proud of that. From getting injured to now, even though some of it was dark and not, I still wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be where I am now, and because I'm in a good place.
More than half of our British Armed Forces heroes struggle with mental and physical health issues when they leave service. And some are so traumatised, like your friend, they go on to take their own lives. Now, the Veterans Foundation has launched Operation Lifeline, and its aim is to raise £6 million a year to fund life-saving therapy, counselling and support all over the UK. And we're asking people to be part of Operation Lifeline by sponsoring a veteran like you. What would you say to people thinking about coming forward and making the pledge to sponsor a veteran?
I'd say if you can help, please do it today. Thousands of veterans across Britain are fighting a daily battle with combat trauma. So many more are living in the shadows, still yet to come forward. We've got to find those that are struggling and hurting before it's too late. When you sponsor a veteran, you give veterans in need hope. They can start their journey of recovery. Combat trauma just isn't about those who've served. It can also devastate families. So your sponsorship means so much. It really is a lifeline. Thank you for your support.
Bryn, thank you so much.
No worries.
Really good.
Thanks. Cheers.